Hi, how you doing? Welcome to the Daily Line at BetRepublic.com. I'm Jarvis Symes. This is Greg Dempson.
Greetings, Jarvis.
We are getting ready to run through some of the NBA playoffs, some of the NHL playoffs tonight. Even have a baseball game for you, Greg. This is just a quick clip. If you want to watch the whole show, you can go to BetRepublic.com and watch the Daily Line. Right now, let's just talk about the top plays, Greg. Starting with the NBA. We've got Cleveland hosting the Bulls, laying 12. Greg's opinions yesterday on sides were 3-0, but this line is out of hand for sides. Greg, tell us what you've got for an over-under play.
Actually, I like the over-under in the first half here, Jarvis. The total pretty well at most books is 100.5, so 100.5.
Just checked it too, the 2 seconds ago, and it was 100.5 across
pretty
the
well
board.
Across the board. There's a real good system, and it's a playoff system I'm going to share with you. In Game 5 of the playoffs in Round 1, if you play all teams under the total in the first half, when the over-under is between 95.5 and 100.5, you've had phenomenal success. 24 out of 28 games have gone under the total, Jarvis. That's 86%, including 10 out of 10 games under in the playoffs the last 3 seasons, 16 out of 20 under the last 5 seasons. So I have an official selection on this game. I really like the Bulls and the Cavaliers to stay under the total in the first half. Your over-under is 100.5 points.
King James has been in charge of the series. Chicago got their 1 win. Looks like Cleveland should be able to control this game, judging by that line anyway, but 86% system, Greg, that's a solid play.
Plus 100% in the last 3 years.
100% last 3 years, even better.
Like
Let's go to baseball. There's a lot of games on the card tonight for baseball. We got Game 2 of a series going on. San Diego on the road in Florida. Line is 133, 9 under 15. Garland's on the mound, and he's away from home, so we're not going to be getting the same kind of numbers, Greg. You like the over-under in this game?
I like the over, yes, Jarvis. And, you know, you're playing it over 9 minus $1.05, so you're not getting juiced out in this selection either. San Diego at home is always better for any of the San Diego pitchers and the majority of the visiting pitchers because that's a huge park, and games have a tendency to play under there. On the road, it's a little different. San Diego has played 98 overs versus 49 unders when away against a starting pitcher who strikes out 3 or less batters per game going back to 1997. You know, so if you're not striking them out, what's happening? You're throwing a lot of pitches, walks, you get people on base, you move them across, the game has a better chance to go over. The other thing, too, is Florida has played over 44 times and under 21 when they're at home. And the over-under is between 8.5 and 10 runs.
And that 9 isn't going anywhere.
I don't think it is right now. Yeah, you want to get this at 9. 4-4, the worst you're going to do is push because 9.5, then you got to have 10. State the obvious. Plus, the last 2 seasons in the month of April, when the Marlins are at home, they're 14-3 to the over. We've got a favorable home plate umpire with Jerry Crawford, especially with the National League. Weather's not an issue in this game. I like this game to play over, and I have an official selection on the Marlins and the San Diego Padres to play over 9 runs.
Okay, so we've got basketball, we got baseball. Let's look at hockey. It's Game 7, and this is what hockey fans and hockey bettors are waiting for.
Absolutely.
Round 1, we've got a series going tonight between Phoenix and Detroit. Detroit playing on the road for Game 7. That's unfamiliar territory for them, but they're still laying 115. Coyotes have gotten some respect. That line was 120. It's been bought down a little bit by dog bettors like myself. There's your first tip. Phoenix was a dog coming into this series. They were getting 165 as a payback. Detroit's experience, Detroit's health was supposed to get them the win here. Looking at some of the numbers that I use, some of the special team stats I've been going throughout the season, and I think really what we've seen is a bit of a push throughout this. We know Phoenix had 3 power play goals in Game 6, but when you're saying that the special teams have been fairly even throughout the playoffs, what you're basically saying is that the Phoenix Coyotes have shown that much more improvement. Remember, Phoenix finished 28th overall in power play percentage when the season ended. That was the last out of all the 16 teams that made the playoffs. But 5-on-5 play is something we've been talking about. 5-on-5 play, the Yotes were 5th in the NHL for goal ratio. You know, when you add the 6th man to that, Greg, that's Ilya Bryzgalov. Who's that? Their goaltender, and he's been one of the top goaltenders in the postseason. I think Ilya Bryzgalov could be the difference in this matchup.
I agree. You've got better goaltending. You've got home ice, a rabid home crowd. You know, I mean, hockey was almost dead there last year.
Is that like a joke about Coyotes?
Coyotes howling, exactly. The crowd will be howling. I think, and you're getting, you know, what is it, minus $1.05?
Minus 105.
Not very often you'll see Game 7, the home team laying only $1.05 with a better goalie.
Yeah, matchups between these teams throughout the regular season, 3 out of 4 of them were close. Injury report, looks like Shane Doan is going to play. Some numbers from the NHL based on Game 7 matchups. Winnipeg, Phoenix, franchise 0-4 in their last 4 Game 7s. Time for that to change. NHL home teams, 80 and 49 in Game 7s for the home team. That's 62.5%. There's another stat that's already hit once over on the eastern side, and that is 22 now and 9 home record for the 4 seeds versus the 5 seeds. Okay. It's time for Phoenix to step up if they want to go that next step and go into round 2. It obviously has been 22, 23 years since they've been alive in round 2. But my official selection for tonight's game is on the Phoenix Coyotes minus 105 to take down the Detroit Red Wings. Greg, recapping your 2 plays?
Okay, recapping the 2 selections that I have in the NBA tonight in the first half. Take the Bulls and the Cavs to play under 100.5 points. And in Major League Baseball this evening, I like the Marlins and the Padres over 9 runs, minus $1.05.
I like both of those plays as well. My official selection is on the Phoenix Coyotes, minus 105 to advance on to the second round. Thank you for joining us at BetRepublic.com. I'm Jarvis Symes.
And I'm Greg Debson.
See you next time. Thanks for watching.